Hello, Market Watcher. I'm David Ravel, and this is our look at Wall Street for Thursday, March 18. Today, the center of unemployment has been found. Then it's the latest out of Washington on that unemployment. All that and our preview of the rest of today's corporate results, along with the latest news on the economy, coming right up. Wow. Each Thursday morning, promptly at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, the U.S. Department of Labor dutifully reports the latest numbers on initial and continuing claims for unemployment. This is an eagerly anticipated report coming out of Washington, as it is the best measure of the direction of the labor markets, a key component of the economy. Now, labor has also been a critical focus of the real hardship imposed by the COVID pandemic. What we are experiencing now is no less than the greatest crisis for labor since the Great Depression of nearly a century ago. Within a month of the coronavirus exposure here in the U.S., over 20 million lost their jobs. Entire industries such as the airline industry, cruise ships, movie theaters, shopping malls, and many, many others sent workers home in droves. And the initial effect on the economy was devastating. But here we are, exactly a year later, and for some states those layoffs continue. Workers are still at home, unable to return to their jobs, while other states are approaching full employment levels with pre-pandemic employments. Now a clear picture is emerging of the geography of employment and the geography of unemployment. First, the epicenter of those unemployed lies in Albany, Sacramento, Harrisburg, and Lansing. These are the capitals wherein rule governors who have declared that their states must lock down their economies. Governors from Cuomo, Newsom, Wolf, and Whitmer, all of whom have major portions of their businesses closed from the threat of the pandemic. But you have to catch this picture right now, because through a quirk of the unemployment accounting, this picture will change shortly. In fact, it will change this month. You see, the Department of Labor, and hence all of the states we mentioned, only count someone as unemployed while they are receiving unemployment insurance. And after a year, unemployment insurance ceases. So even though they are not working, they are no longer considered unemployed. CNBC estimates that those who have fallen through this crack this way are at least 3 million people. That's nearly double the 4 million people who are currently counted on the unemployment rolls. And of course it follows that this data quirk will most affect those states with the highest unemployment, states like New York, Pennsylvania, California, and Michigan that we're talking about, each of which had an unemployment rate in January, before those workers started to drop off the rolls, of between 6 and 9%. That's nearly double the unemployment rate of open states, states like South Dakota, Utah, and Florida. And Florida is a particularly pertinent example. Florida has remained open during the entire pandemic and currently has an unemployment rate below 5%. That's about half of California's unemployment rate. And yet Florida has a death rate from COVID that's actually below locked-down California. That's right, Florida, with the third largest retirement population in the nation, the group most at risk from COVID, has a death rate below California. And California, the state with the fifth youngest population, the group least likely to die from a disease, has a greater death rate. What a curious turn of events. The big economic news this morning was, of course, those initial claims for unemployment. A big jump up here. Not at all what the street wanted. Initial claims came in at 770,000. That was up 45,000 from last week, and just the opposite of what the street had expected. The most optimistic on Wall Street were looking for a 675,000, almost 100,000 below what we saw today. It's a sure sign that we have some ways to go to help the workers in this country. Now in earnings today, good news from Epicenter plc, the giant insurance company, and from Petco, while Dollar General disappointed. And that's our look at Wall Street for Thursday, March 18. I'm David Ravel. Please join me in praying that our country may get back to work.